20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. In the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
The trans conversation is not the entire conversation with us. This is 10% of our relationship. Right? We have just conversation about anything.
My son EJ came out. You know, it was important that Cookie and I support our son. We love our son. We're gonna support him 150%.
Oh, shoot, y'all heard about that? Dwight, they said Dwight was in a text messaging a guy. Who cares?
All right, y'all, so Katt Williams is back at it again. He's out here talking about this so-called gay and trans agenda in the NBA, but he says it's not even about sexuality the way people think. According to Katt, it's way darker than that, like some alleged ritual where powerful people have to humiliate themselves to prove loyalty to the higher-ups pulling the strings so they can enjoy their fame. Now listen, I know it sounds wild, but then you start side-eyeing things like, why do so many top athletes suddenly get exposed for being on the DL? Or next thing you know, they've got a trans child, and the media is forcing a whole narrative down your throat. And let's be clear, Katt ain't the first one to say this. We've been hearing versions of this for years, especially in the music industry. Rappers talking about being forced to bend over, wear dresses, get publicly embarrassed, all allegedly part of some humiliation ritual to get ahead. And don't forget Fat Joe when he said the rap game was run by a gay mafia.
Owned by gay. I happen to think there's a gay mafia in hip hop.
Right.
Not rappers. You know, the editorial presidents of magazines,
Sure.
the PDs at radio stations, the people who give you award at award shows. This is the gay mafia, my man.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They are in power.
So now Katt is basically saying the same type of thing, but about the NBA. And baby, once you start digging, it doesn't get less weird. So let's break this mess all the way down.
If you're gay, bless you. If you're transgender, bless you. And if you have a problem with that,
So this whole conversation really popped off after Dwayne Wade recently went viral, clapping back at folks who accused him of constantly talking about his daughter Zaya being trans. Dwayne denied this and claimed the whole trans topic is only about 10% of his conversations with Zaya, and that the internet has blown it way out of proportion.
The trans conversation is not the entire conversation with us. This is 10% of our relationship. Right? We have just conversation about anything.
Yeah.
Chicken fingers, French fries,
Remember our conversation on mustard?
Yeah, mustard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to think that every time that Zaya and I sit down and have, this daddy-daughter time, and I tell you guys all the time, I always create moments with my village, for my people, right? Especially my kids. I'm going to find these moments to create with them. I date them all the time. And so I find these little small moments to date my kids, but that's the moments when you get a chance to get to know them. And then they get a chance to get to know you outside of the father figure.
Now look, that all sounds nice and everything, but let's be real for a second. We can't just ignore the fact that Dwayne and Gabrielle have been the ones keeping Zaya in the spotlight. Every other time they open their mouths, it circles right back to her being trans.
I think people feel that because I have a trans daughter that I had this traumatic experience. Zaya has been Zaya from day one.
When it comes to my child, and everyone says they are willing to do this, I'm willing to die for mine. And so if you want to say something against mine, if you want to hurt mine, come and talk to me first. Because my child has the right and the ability to be whoever they want to be in this life.
Now there's nothing wrong about Dwayne wanting to protect his child, but why expose her to the industry at such a young age? And then what's also uncomfortable to some people is that Dwayne and Gabrielle allowed Zaya to change her gender identity before she turned 18. In fact, he claimed Zaya, who was born as a biological male and named Zion, supposedly knew she was trans at just 3 years old.
Zaya, early on, she was the one who sat down with us as a family and said, hey, I don't think I'm gay, right? I identify myself as a young lady, but she's known that for 9 years.
She's known since she was 3.
She's known since she was 3 years old. This is her life. This is no game to us. We're about protecting her heart. We're about protecting her joy. To do that, we have to support them. We see the smile on our daughter's face. We see the confidence that she's able to walk around and be herself, and that's when you know you're doing right.
That's right.
Now, according to Zaya's biological mother and Dwayne's ex-wife, Savon Funches, there's a more sinister agenda here. She claimed that Dwayne told her straight up that a lot of money would be made in relation to Zaya's name and gender issue. Dwayne also allegedly told her he intended to make Zaya very famous by making deals with different companies, including Disney. And that brings to what Katt Williams said about the so-called trans agenda. It's not really about anyone's identity at all. He's saying it's deeper than that. According to Katt, this is about celebrities using their kids as leverage, as currency, as a way to stay relevant and keep doors open in an industry that demands a sacrifice. And y'all, he didn't stop there. Katt went all the way left and claimed this ties into celebrity worship of a demonic god.
20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring.
Really?
And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future. And that somehow calling people the goat would be normalized over the sheep being always the most popular reference.
Now, don't think this is just about Dwayne and his trans daughter. According to Katt, the humiliation ritual can show up in different forms. For example, like that whole mess with Dwight Howard and his son Braylon. In case you missed that story, Dwight's ex, Royce Reed, and the mother of his son came forward with some very disturbing claims, alleging that during the COVID quarantine, Dwight was hosting inappropriate, adult-only gatherings at his home. And she claims their son Braylon was exposed to some messed up things.
There were a lot of parties, and we're supposed to be on quarantine. So that was an issue in itself, because who are these people? Why are they here? You know, have they been tested? You're saying the world is ending, but yet you're inviting the world over. And it was all types of people. I felt like I was in an episode of something, because it's people throwing up over the balcony. Like, you got others cursing each other out, calling each other bitches, and then I'm sitting here, first thing after seeing this is, where's my child?
Royce panicked when she walked in on this mess, and she asked Dwight where his son was, but Dwight seemed like he couldn't care less.
Walk in the house, I see him even before I walk in the house. What's wrong? Where's Braylon? I don't know, he's somewhere. Seriously? So I walk in the house, and that's when I see all the paraphernalia on the table, some with peanut butter, and I lose it. And then there's a girl who just peed in a seat. And then, like, I don't even know if Kitty was there. I might have met Kitty. I don't know. I met a lot while I was there.
And when Royce finally found Braylon, he told her that Dad was being mean.
I was like, you okay? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And I had to keep asking him. And then he finally told me that he went downstairs to get something to eat. He wanted a snack. And I remember grabbing him and being like, did you take anything off that table? And he swore no. But I asked him so many times because I needed it to be reiterated like so many times to me. And he just swore no. And then he asked what it was. And then he was like, he wanted some peanut butter. And then he asked why his dad was being so mean.
But that's not even the worst part. So after all this, Braylon apparently started acting out, and a judge ordered Royce and Dwight to keep Braylon from younger children. And now people online are speculating that Braylon's behavior may have been learned or influenced by what he was allegedly exposed to in Dwight's home.
His baby mother had to be arrested because his son made her boyfriend's son jack him off. Yeah, inappropriate misconduct of a minor or something like that is the charge. Yeah, I'm just curious as to where the son could have gotten it from, because that's predatory behavior.
Now let's not forget that Dwight was also recently accused by a man he allegedly hooked up with of SA. And this man actually claimed Dwight tried to force him into a situation with a trans person named Kitty. The alleged victim, Stephen Harper, filed a lawsuit against Dwight. And while Dwight admitted that he, Stephen, and Kitty all hooked up at his place, he claimed the whole thing was consensual. But then it got weirder when Dwight posted this video trying to shut down the narrative. But instead of addressing those serious allegations, he fired back at fans for being nosy about his bedroom activities.
Oh shoot, y'all heard about that? Dwight, they said Dwight was in a text messaging a guy. Who cares?
They say you going on dates with dudes, bro. Why the hell do you or anybody care who the hell I spend my time with? That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Bed. Hell, the people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed and what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. I don't gotta tell nobody where I put my wood at.
Now look, Dwight is right about one thing. What grown folks do in their bedroom is their business, as long as we're talking about consenting adults. But let's be honest, once you've got a pattern in an industry and the same names keep popping up with the same weird rumors, you can't act shocked when people start asking questions. And that's exactly what Katt Williams was getting at. He's saying this isn't random, it isn't isolated, and it isn't just about someone's orientation and gender identity. According to him, there's something darker going on behind the scenes. Power, control, humiliation, rituals. No matter how you want to call it, we can't ignore that it's there. Now again, adults can do whatever they want, live your life. But the moment little ones are allegedly involved, yeah, that's when you don't get to tell people to just mind their business. But let me know what you think about all this. Is this just NBA players being reckless and freaky like celebrities have always been? Or do you agree with Katt Williams that this is part of something bigger, some deeper industry agenda? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you don't miss this next video.